Hi everyone. So when did over 100 of you happen? Because apparently I wasn't around to see that. But yeah, there's over 100 of you now, and it's weird and a little bit crazy, and I had planned to do something like a little bit special when this happened, but slightly unprepared for it. So what I thought we would do today instead is I was going to share something with you guys. So I know that the whole thing about can you be goth if you don't listen to the music, etc. kind of seems to have died down a little bit now, but I thought it would be a really good opportunity for me to share some of the music that I personally like with you. So the idea of this is to hopefully introduce some music to people who are maybe curious about what goth music actually is, some people who don't know the sound of gothic rock, for example, people who are curious about the goth scene in general and want to listen to more of the music. What I'm going to do is I'm going to focus specifically on gothic rock and not the post-punk side of things. So hence the reason I'm not going to be including post-punk bands like Joy Division, Bauhaus or Susie and the Banshees or any of those, because I kind of feel like post-punk deserves its whole other own video. I think people think they know what goth music is. Like a lot of people just kind of assume that I listen to, let's say for example, people assume that I listen to black metal and I don't, or they assume that I listen to just heavy metal in general, and I really don't. So I'm going to, as I say, share with you some music that I do particularly like, some of my favourite bands, some of my favourite albums, and some standout tracks for me from those albums. So I hope you enjoy, and I hope that you go check these bands out for yourself as well. And maybe there'll be some names in here that you are less familiar with. There'll definitely be some in here that you probably are familiar with. But the intention of this video is directed more towards people who are very new to the goth scene or just wanting to kind of understand more about what goth music is. And there are loads and loads and loads and loads of bands who are under the gothic rock category, and finding just 10 was really difficult. So these are 10 that I particularly listen to quite a lot, or just some albums that I really like from these particular bands. So in no particular order, band number 1 are Angels of Liberty and their album Pinnacle of the Draco. Or Pinnacle of the Draco, depending on how you want to say it. I love Angels of Liberty and I love this album. What I like about them is that if you listen to their lyrics and you are at all into the idea of ancient astronauts or ancient aliens, you will kind of have a little bit of kinship there. Because a lot of their songs do kind of talk about ancient aliens, ancient astronauts and that kind of theory. My personal favourite song from this album is So second band on the list are The Wake with the album Blacklist. So this album has really classic songs on it such as Sideshow, Christine, Locomotive Age. I feel like The Wake are a band that everyone needs to know about. I think they're really good, they have that really classic gothic rock sound. But my personal favourite from this album is Watchtower. I like it because it's really good to dance to.
Below the tree line, the glow of a cigarette. Across the smooth stones that gleam on the sweet sweat.
Third on the list, Pretentious. Their self-titled album. Pretentious are a band that are actually made up of members of other very kind of well-known goth bands in the UK. And this self-titled album by them, you need to listen to this album if you haven't already. I strongly urge you to seek this album out and give it a listen because it is just spectacular. Choosing a favourite song from this album is really hard for me because I just think the whole thing from start to finish is just an absolute masterpiece of an album. And if I had to choose, my favourite is probably Living, Dead and Undecided. Number 4 on the list, another one that talks about ancient aliens a lot, is Merciful Nuns. My favourite album by Merciful Nuns is Occultation. What I like about Occultation is that the opening track, Speed of Light / The Warning, goes into the idea that one day ancient aliens will return to Earth, but they won't return as violent, malevolent beings. And the idea is that they will return and basically save us from the horrible world governments and, you know, the evil reptilians. If you're an alien nerd like me, you'll probably appreciate this album a lot. And incidentally, Speed of Light is my absolute favourite track on this.
I need clear white speed. Clear white speed. Clear white speed.
Number 5 on the list is The Awakening with The Fourth Seal of Zeen. The Awakening are another one of those bands that are just really classic in their sound. And I love The Awakening. I love this album. This album is a really, really good album. Again, it's one of those that from start to finish is just a fantastic piece. And they're another one that I urge you to listen to if you haven't heard of them. And my personal favourite from this album is The Dark Romantics.
We are the dark romantics, in our candles low. We are the dark romantics, and our dreams are where the poets go.
Now, number 6 is actually a compilation album of very popular singles from this particular band. So compilation albums are a really good way to get into a band because it's, generally speaking, is their most popular singles or just generally their biggest crowd pleasing songs. This album is for rockers, ravers, lovers and sinners by The Cult. Now, because it's a compilation and I do really like The Cult, if for some reason you've managed to never ever listen to The Cult, they're a really happy, kind of upbeat sounding band. And this album was their first compilation, so it is kind of like their best songs from the time. It's really hard for that reason to pick out a single favourite, so I'm going to give you 2, Firewoman and Spiritwalker. Number 7 on the list is another compilation. This time it's Revelations by Fields of the Nephilim. These guys are one of the old school goth rock bands. Again, they are classic, and if you've somehow never listened to Fields of the Nephilim, go do it. So it's a compilation again of their best songs, and it actually includes versions of the songs that were actually only available originally on the 12-inch versions of the records. So this one was the first time ever being released on CD. My personal favourite, and I know that a lot of people really, really like this song as well, is Moonchild. Number 8 on the list is a slightly less known band called the Daughters of Bristol, with the album They Have. Daughters of Bristol are kind of a more mellowed down band, still very gothic rock, but it's kind of more darker sound, a little bit more of a mellow sound. Really nice and easy to listen to. My personal favourite from the album is Sleight of Hand. Number 9 on the list is, of course, Sisters of Mercy. Where would a list of gothic rock albums be without the Sisters? The album I've chosen for you is A Slight Case of Overbombing, which is, again, a compilation. So there's a lot of very popular songs on here, such as This Corrosion, Dr. Jeep, Lucretia My Reflection, and a couple of others. My personal favourite, Dominion, Mother Russia. And number 10 on the album is another one of the old school bands, The Mission. So if anyone was new to the mission, the singer Wayne Hussey used to play guitar for the Sisters of Mercy. The album I've chosen for you from the mission is again a compilation. I know, I keep doing it. As I say, compilations are very often the best way to kind of get to know the feel of a band. This is a compilation of their singles and a couple of bonus tracks called Sum and Substance. So of course the albums include my favourite song by the mission, Beyond the Pale. So as I said at the beginning of the video, picking just 10 bands was really hard, and I tried to give like a really good mix of new and classic in there, and because it was so hard I had to put another one on the end, so we actually have 11 here, so here's your bonus, and it's the Merry Thoughts. And the album is Millennium done 1 Empire songs. And there are 2 songs on this one, again, that I can't really choose between. I swing slightly more towards one than the other. My favourite, out 2, probably Second Generation, but again, fantastic album.
We are the second generation. We are a nation of innovations. We are the second generation. We are a nation.
So there you go, there's my top 10 Gothic rock albums. I think these bands kind of all have their own kind of sound. They all sound slightly different from each other, but they're all quintessentially Gothic rock. I really hope this encourages you guys to go out and seek out more of their music and bands who have a similar sound if you don't already listen to a lot of Gothic rock. As I say, a lot of people think that they know what Gothic rock is, and when people listen to it, a lot of the time they're actually very surprised. And I have so many more bands I would have added to this list and so many more albums, but realistically it could have been a good 30 to 40 albums long, and I didn't want to make like an epically long video. So I really hope you enjoyed this, and let me know down below which one was your favourite. Do you already listen to some of these bands? I really hope that's what you do. Or are there any new ones here that you weren't previously aware of that actually you think are pretty good? Let me know in the comment section down below, and if you are yet to do so, please hit the big red button down below and subscribe to my channel. Maybe give the video a cheeky thumbs up if you really liked it, and I will see you in the next one. Love you all. Bye.